Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I paid tribute to the nerd and issued him a challenge, so now I have to pay tribute to the critic and issue him a challenge. It's all in the spirit of Halloween. Please don't get mad at me. uh, yeah. So, as I was saying, Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic. I've issued a challenge to the nerd. Now I'm issuing a challenge to you. I've come up with the top 5 movies that must get the critic treatment. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at the top 5 Nostalgia Critic need to be reviewed movies. So, hey, I accidentally kept acting like the nerd would have. So now I've got to purposely act like the critic sometimes. Okay. Number 5, Neverending Story Part 3. Part 2 was terrible. And I already looked up what Part 3 is all about. I've looked it up. By which I went to the video store and looked at the back of the box. And yeah, even though I didn't watch it, I can tell it's going to be bad. But I think we can all agree it's going to be fairly painless and we just get it over with now. Forgot to mention, again, I apologize. My costume is not perfect. I'm just going with what I got here. I promise I've still got a few more costumes lined up. They will be much better. Yeah, I'm officially extending this to the rest of the month. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to number 4. Number 4, the critic needs to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 again. Now, I know you reviewed the Turtles trilogy already, but you were pressed for time and just skipped over 3 and showed yourself reacting to it. I believe you owe it to your fans to go back and force yourself to watch number 3 and explain it in detail. I mean, come on, that would be so funny. Just, it's like I hope you people appreciate this. After making fun of Mako, whatever his name is, so many times, I apologize for that so many times. I apologize for not giving credit to the death of Prime. I have atoned for my sins with douchey nitpick, and yet you still aren't satisfied. Now I'm really gonna make it up to you. I'm going back and reviewing the movie I skipped over. This is Turtles 3. Or something like that. Just make it really funny. And give a reason why you're forcing yourself to go back and watch it again. It will be hysterical. Number 3, a bad Stallone movie. You reviewed Rocky 4, you reviewed Judge Dredd, but you said to yourself they're a guilty pleasure. They're technically what you call bad movies, but they're fun bad movies. They're not bad movies. I'll put it this way. Don't think of it as a regular movie scale. Think of it as a Stallone scale. Rocky, Judge Dredd, yeah. Rocky 1 and 2, really good. Rocky 3 and 4, they're kind of cheesy. But that's still technically Stallone good. Rocky 1 and 2 are Stallone really good. 3 and 4 are just Stallone good. And Judge Dredd, that's Stallone good. What's another one? Well, you get my point. We need to see a Stallone bad movie. Something that's really bad by Stallone standards. Like, Cliffhanger was a really good one. Demolition Man was somewhere near Rocky 3 and 4. Aha! I got it! The critic must review. Stop, or my mom will shoot! That was Stallone bad. Stallone really bad. Yes, that is a Stallone movie that deserves the critic treatment. Alright, number 2. Let's see. What would be. Oh, yes. I'm sure you recall this because I know you probably a lot of your fans be talk about this all the time. Do you recall Batman and Robin, and more specifically the Bat Credit Card? What? That was not as fun as I thought. Maybe I'm losing my touch. But I got a hand. I know I put myself in a good mood again. A bad credit card! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Damn you, JRodHacker! You will die! You will die! Okay, I'm sorry. I had to get out of my system, but I'm in a good mood now. I'm ready to go back and finish the countdown of the Nostalgia Critic Challenge. But yeah, okay. Anyways, Batman and Robin. That was bad. But as Joel Schumacher explained in his apology, he did not intend for it to be bad. He intended it for be a light-hearted comedy and to be funny. He did not realize that people prefer darker Batman movies. And that's probably why he based it off the old TV series starring Adam West. So, considering that's where Batman and Robin was inspired, what if the Nostalgia Critic were to review Adam West in Batman the Movie? Yeah, the inspiration for Batman and Robin. So, why does that deserve the critic treatment? Well, think of this way, there's so many possible outcomes here. Would the critic be more lenient toward it because of the time it came out, and not really give it too much bashing, or just because it doesn't hold up very well today? Would the critic consider Batman and Robin be worse than this original film because Batman and Robin was emulating an older film in a time where that sort of thing is not very commonplace, and you wouldn't expect it after the Tim Burton movie? Or would he just go completely all out, balls to the wall, and want to destroy Adam West's Batman the movie because it inspired her Batman and Robin, and it is the inspiration that made it bad? See? You see where I'm going with this? There's a lot of different possibilities that you could take this with, all depending on different possibilities, different ways you could explain your thoughts on the movie. It would be awesome. And it would go so well for the fans that enjoyed your Batman and Robin review. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't have a fake gun, so I couldn't really shoot anything, but you get the point. You got that reference anyway. Alright, so finally, the final #1 movie that must be reviewed by the Nostalgia Critic is the second worst Don Bluth movie. You've already reviewed the worst, now you must review the second worst. And I know you just reviewed Penguin and the Penguin, but I would be lying if I said I noticed you missed a golden opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you the sketch that the Nostalgia Critic missed. By the way, folks, our protagonist in this movie has a very annoying catchphrase. Do you know what that is? Get to the movie. Goodness glaciers! Go back to the critic. Wow, they really ran with that. Go back to the movie. Goodness glaciers! Yeah, that's pretty bad, guys. I think come back to the critic. Well, I don't know, fellas. This catchphrase is pretty bad. Hey, do we have any other suggestions for the character's catchphrase? This really stinks. I don't think we should roll with it. Then, cut to Christopher Lloyd. I was frozen today! Yeah, I don't know if that fits within the context. We really don't have any animation frames any animated scenes that go along with that, but thanks anyway. Anyone have any ideas? Let's kick some Ice. No, no, no. We do not need help from you, Arnold. We don't need help from you. You know, what's the role with this one? Yeah, this is stupid, but they won't care. It's a kids movie. Yeah, they won't care. It's a kids movie. We don't need help from Arnold. No, 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 no. See, that would have been awesome. That would have been a gold mine of Critic jokes. You could have squeezed in Christopher Lloyd, Schwarzenegger, and probably a couple more if you had sat down and thought about it. Oh, and by the way, yeah, one other thing I was thinking of. Uh, oh, I'm not really sure how to say this, but there's actually another movie I was wanting to ask, or to challenge you to review, a sixth movie. Technically, it would fall under the, I mean, it's kind of like on the borderline, like 1999, 2000, somewhere in that general area, so it's kind of like on the borderline nostalgic, but you technically brought it up in a previous review, brought something up in a previous review that kind of goes into that, so here it is. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now wait, I know what you're thinking, but JRodHacker, everyone on the internet's already complained about Episode 1. What could the Critic possibly have left to say? The Critic must explain something to me. You see, I was born into and raised by a family that's very, very tolerant of other ethnicities. And I live in a state that racism really is not that big a deal. There's really not a lot of racism around here. And I myself have not been exposed to racists or bigots or ignorant people of any kind. The only racism I've been exposed to is in television and movies, and so I don't really understand a whole lot aside from the really big red flag things like a certain word that I never use, and like sometimes it's like the anyway, getting back to Marshall Point, the Biodome review quote. Did I mention the Pauly Shore is to white people, what Jar Jar Binks is to black people? Seriously, I'm very offended right now. That went over my head. And my only guess is like saying Jar Jar Binks is sort of like an analogy for like how African American actors would act in like old movies, like back before they were given a lot of respect. Yeah, I'm just guessing with that, but really, I want to hear the man who came up with the joke explain it himself. And really, when I see, I mean, it's a bit lost, I watch it. But take a good look at Jar Jar Binks, the way he acts. I didn't see a black person, I saw a little kid. They go to the junk store. Don't touch anything. I'm a little kid. I can't stop touching things. I'd like to get in trouble. Ooh, yeah, he touches stuff all the time in this movie and gets himself in trouble, just like a little kid. Good God, and and I hate to say this because I know a lot of hardcore fans are get ticked off. But honestly, if you watch like one of those documentaries where they get like big name people talking about these movies and trying to get the philosophy of it because they're not hardcore fans, they actually kind of agree with what I saw all these years. Jar Jar Binks is an analogy for the young child. It's like all these different characters are supposed to be representing characters in an epic story, and while the prequel trilogy sucks, Jar Jar Binks, I didn't see racism. I saw a little kid, and I'm not alone in this. So, the above number one movie, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Give it the critic treatment and explain what exactly makes Jar Jar racially insensitive. Explain! I'm sorry. I had to do it. I'm JRodHacker signing out. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see some new nerd and critic videos from my challenges.